Hello and welcome to a mod comparison. Today we're comparing the iMod with MaoPhone. If you want a far more in-depth review of iMod specifically, I already have an entire video talking about that mod on the channel. But frankly, MaoPhone has a lot less stuff, but some quality of life features that I think might make you consider using it instead. So I wanted to do a comparison of the two instead of just an outright view of MaoPhone itself. So let's swipe open our phone to check out MaoPhone. It has a similar contacts, messaging, and chat room system, and a slightly different camera system. And the pictures look like this when you're done. The phone can also track your steps, and it ranks them against other players, and even allows you to change your name to a nickname instead of just your username. Now for one of the biggest comparisons, the games. So Snake is very similar, it is the same game pretty much, but there are some differences. So you can use the arrow keys, and I would say I do like this more than the iMod's version of Snake, simply because I feel like it controls better, at least from, like, iMod has a very fun game system, but I do personally find its version of Snake to be personally lacking. This isn't much of an improvement, the controls are still kind of slow, not super responsive, but I do think it's far more responsive than iMod's version. So if the only thing you care about is Snake, I would recommend using MaoPhone mod over the iMod. And now for MaoBlock, also known as Tetris. Regardless, it's Tetris. It operates about the same. I would say I like the visuals a bit more. I find the coloring to be very appealing. I don't know if this would have any problems with colorblind people, but I could foresee that being a problem because of the specific hues picked. I think it's a solid game, and the fact that you can compare your scores against other players is a very fun feature. You know, I mean, again, if Snake's a deal breaker for you, not to mention that the iMod has a lot more games than just Snake and Tetris, so it really comes down to what you want specifically. Now, I would say the biggest differences between the two mods are two specific apps from the iMod, one being weather, and I don't think it's like the most useful thing in the world, but I do think it provides features that you might want to see in MaoPhone. And comparatively, the Paint app is kind of fun, and there's nothing really like it on MaoPhone, but the MaoPhone is just currently a trial version, and it's possible they will update it to have more features in the future. So I think it, again, it has certain features that might make you wanna check one out over the other. I think that I don't even know what I'm drawing here. I think if you're doing role plays, then this is the most important feature for you. Specifically, just the player info has such good roleplay potential. It will change your nickname on the messages, on the message board, etc., etc. I think that is such an incredible feature for roleplay-centric servers, or if you want to make a YouTube video, or even if you just want to fuck around with your friends. I think that is a very good feature that I wish you could do something a little more similarly to in the iMod. They have a lot of similarities, and so I think the choice is really up to you. There is one thing, however, that I like how the charging station looks in MaoPhone a lot more. I really like this. It's real fancy. It's real nice. It's not super realistic, but it's like, ooh, such a fancy block. So yeah. All that being said, if you want to consider using one of these, I would recommend checking them both out just to see like which one you enjoy more. I think they both have different use cases depending on what you're looking for. If you want it for single player versus multiplayer, I would say use iMod for single player especially. It has a lot more single player focused features. But if you wanna roleplay and stuff, I feel like iPhone is sort of lacking in certain things, except for like the password system. I guess there is that. But I just think you should check them both out. And if you want to know a little more about these specific apps on the iMod phone that I may not have covered in super detail here, do check out my previous mod review on the iMod. I think that will give you a very good perspective on some of the other features that this mod has. But why don't you try them out and tell me what you think in the comments. I have been Eris. I will see you next time. Bye-bye!
Like and subscribe!